hi if anybody's popping on yet. I don't think they are though. I'm just lighting a little charcoal disc. Just sticking these. I don't know if anybody's on yet or if they can see this yet, so hello to anybody who is joining yet. I can't see anybody yet, so I will give it a few wee minutes in case I'm just like people don't see the live yet. So I'm just going to sort this a bit. And this phone better not do this to me today. This better not do this to me today. So I'll just wait a couple of minutes to see if anybody is watching and then I will get started. But I'd rather there was a few wee minutes of me just saying hi and how is everybody, so a few people can see the live, and then that way we can get started. I'm just taking a wee sip in my drink. I just feel a bit, my voice seems a bit like a bit raspy today for some reason. Oh, hi Angie. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Oh, where did my pen go? Oh, just in case I want to take any questions down or anything that I might not be able to answer, and then I can go back to it once we're done, like just so I can write anything down. Obviously I've got my notes in front of me, and is that music too loud? Alexa, volume down a touch, just in case it's a bit too loud. But I can see Angie. I hope you can hear me and see me. I don't see anybody else yet, so I'll just give a few more minutes to let people pop on. How are you, Angie? How are you? Oh, this is a bit glary with my glasses, guys, with the light coming in, but I'll try and make it work. So this live is about the new moon and the phases of the moon, so I thought I'd start with the new moon. This one was meant to be the waxing moon, but I just thought, you know, I'll do the new moon because I never got doing it in March because my little girl was not well and I just couldn't find any other time to reschedule it, guys, so I'm sorry about that. I'm just putting some incense on, and I've got a wee candle as well. I like to light candles during my lives. So I apologise that I couldn't come on in March and continue that live. I just had so much going on. So here I am back in April and I've missed doing a live. It's been weird because I've done like September, October, December, I think, January, February. So like it was weird to not have a live on, you know. But yeah, how are you, Angie? And I can't see anyone else yet. I'm going to like just make sure I can see comments. You might be leaving comments, Angie, and I just haven't seen them yet, so sorry if you are. I can't see them at the moment, but welcome to the live. And as always, guys, during a live, never mind that, sorry. When you're watching this on the replay, please just comment as if you are watching it live so that you can just join in with the conversation. Anything that's going on, you could just leave comments and or any questions and anything like that, and then I'll be able to get back to you. So yeah. Yeah, Angie, I see you there, but I don't know if you've left any I don't know if you've left any comments because I can't seem to see them yet. But if you have, hello, but I don't see it yet. So just give it another minute or two, and then we will get started, and then anybody that comes in can just come in. So basically talking about the new moon today, just things that we can do to connect with the moon, spells that we can do, what the new moon can bring in for us and what it means, to set intentions and stuff like that. Then I've got a few wee things about like goddesses and stuff, yeah, and just wee things at the end. At one point I might need to take this jumper off, like it is, like, I don't know why I wore a hoodie, but anyway. Anyway, so we will get started. I don't see anybody else joining yet, and I don't see any comments, but I will keep swiping every now and again, and this phone better behave, although Angie likes to say that it's always when I do lives it just seems to play up, and she thinks maybe it's just a house spirit having a laugh, you know, winding me up. But anyway, so we will get started. So welcome to my new moon live. The last new moon that we had in April was, we're still in April, sorry, was the 17th of April, or like the 18th, depending on, like, you know, what time, like sometimes it can differ, and it was in the sign of Aries, so that was because we're in Aries season. And the next new moon is the 16th of May. It just so happens that it's fell like kind of similar times. And a fun fact about May is that we are going to have 2 full moons. So we're going to have a full moon on the 1st of May, which is also Beltane, which is really cool. And we're going to have the new moon on the 16th of May. And then on the 31st of May, we're going to have a blue moon. So that's really cool. So it means that May this year is going to have 2 full moons. So you may have celebrated last new moon on the 17th. I unfortunately didn't do anything. I don't always get to every month, but I do like to. And for the next new moon, I definitely will do something, because I feel that there's going to be something kind of powerful going on there, with the full moon on Beltane, then the new moon in the middle, and then another full moon at the end, which will be a blue moon. So new moon and witchcraft in your spiritual practice, things that you can do to celebrate the new moon. You can set intentions. So you can set intentions before the new moon, you know, for the new moon to come in, or you can do it on the day. So it's a perfect time to just sit and just really ask yourself what you want to set the intentions for. So it's good for like new beginnings and planting seeds and stuff. So you can, you know, sit at your altar, light a candle, and speak out, obviously speak out into the world, into the ether, into the universe. You could burn incense, you can put your intentions on like bay leaves and stuff. And I know like a lot of practitioners, a lot of people will probably do that more with the full moon, because you're releasing. So like when you're writing things on the bay leaf and stuff, and you're putting it into a cauldron, or you're putting it into like, you know, some heat proof, and you're like burning all that away. But it can also be powerful for like setting the intentions. So I personally like to do like spell bottles with like bay leaves in them with the words on them, or like written word, or like writing things down. So you can set your intentions by writing them down, placing them in a cauldron or somewhere heat proof, or you can just write it down on a piece of paper and pop it in a jar. You can like sit and work on like self-love. You can work on like, you know, like business ideas, or like creativity ideas, and like planning for things to come into fruition in the future. And one good thing that I really like to think about is when you're planting the seed, we can actually physically plant seeds, you know, like we can actually physically plant seeds. And obviously this time of year, going into spring, this is what we're doing. We're starting to plant, we're starting to like plant stuff in our gardens, we're starting to like bring all that to fruition. So why not bring things that are in our mind to fruition on the daily, or, you know, when the new moon comes around. Sorry, I'm just pausing for a wee second. Hi Jennifer. Hello. I don't know if you're leaving comments. This is so annoying. This never happens to me. I don't know if you guys are leaving comments, but I literally can't see, and my laptop is it's not working too great. The one that I was using was one of the boys' old ones. I actually have my sister's laptop, but I haven't got it all set up and running yet, so that's really annoying. So I don't have like another thing sitting there. Usually I do, so apologies for that, guys. Usually I do. So I don't know if you guys are saying anything, but nothing's coming up, which is so annoying. I wonder if I finished and came back on if it would work, but I don't really want to do that. That's so bugging, and I'm going like left, swiping it and stuff, but I can't see. Oh, so annoying. I usually have like the laptop set up as well, but it's just not working right, like when I'm opening it and stuff, and it's kind of broken and it's just not working right, so I'll need to get that fixed for the next live. Sorry guys. Where was I though? Yeah, so starting on like a new project, new ideas, but actually like you can physically plant the seed, you know, like you can have seeds and you can put intentions into those seeds and physically plant them and bring that to fruition as well. And as you're watching the plant grow, you could be thinking about your ideas growing as well, but you can also sit at your altar and light candles and stuff like that as well. So yeah, so like self-love, just any intention that you want to bring into your life, so self-love, any kind of business ideas, I cannot speak today, creativity ideas, even creation stuff for your practice. Like, what do you want to bring in? Do you want to bring in like more, you know, more magic? Do you want to bring in more prosperity? Do you want to bring in money? Like, what do you want to bring in? So you can create a sacred space. It doesn't have to be on your altar, like your actual main altar. It could be any space. Like, it could be it could just be like a cabinet, it could be a little bit in your kitchen, like depending on your practice, it could be a little bit in your bedroom, a little bit anywhere, and you can make like a kind of new moon altar where you could have like specific things like specific candles, specific incense, spell jars, spell bottles, you name it, that kind of thing, crystals, stuff like that. Hi Hayley. This is so annoying. I wish I knew if you guys were leaving messages. This is so annoying, and I'm wondering if I can ask Paul to get the other laptop, but then I'd need to sign into Facebook and stuff. Oh, that's so annoying. That never happens to me. I've never had an issue with this, like never ever. I've always been able to come on, people will say hi and I'll see them popping on and off, and like I've never had that. Oh, it's so annoying because I've got questions at the end that I really want to answer questions. Oh, annoying. Excuse me guys, I just need to take a wee drink. So for me, for the new moon, I don't have a separate space. I would just do stuff on the altar. So right now, I have like a candle, like a lilac lavendery colour, lilac lavender coloured candle that I've had on my altar since Astara. So I've got that lit just now, just for the purpose of the live, just because I like to have a candle lit. But I have a little brass cauldron that I would put like incense in for like specific things. So like new moon, I'll probably work on, I don't know, this new moon I'll probably work on like things that I want to bring into my practice, like daily practice that I want to bring in. So my intention will be get on with my daily practice, you know, like hearthcraft and stuff like that. I'd really like to hone in on like days of the week magic and stuff, so I might put in like, you know, just for an example, I might put in like days of the week magic, bring more of that into my life, hearth magic, bring more of that into my life, like, you know, or you could want to bring in like I said, you want to bring in like prosperity, you want to bring in like love, like whatever you want to bring in, just like setting that intention. So the first question I had for you guys, which I won't be able to see your answers, which is so annoying. Do you have a space that you can create for the new moon? If so, what would be your intention for this next upcoming new moon on May the 16th? What would be your thing? What would be what you want to bring into your life? For me, I want to hone in on like practicing daily magic and also create creativity ideas as well. Like, I'd love to start making candles. I want to start making candles. with like real intention. So I'd really like to do that. And I also would like to start working on things for homeschooling my little girl next year, so I might want to pop that in. You know, we don't want to ask for too much at the one time, but you know. So do you have a space that you can create for the new moon? And if so, what is your intention for the next new moon in May? So I'll give you a wee minute to type something in, because I know you guys probably will be, and I just cannot see it, which is so damn annoying. I am so sorry, guys. So just a wee recap, creating sacred space, setting intentions, lighting candles, using incense, creating that space for the new moon. Or it could even, we'll go into that bit a wee bit later on, but you could even like light a deity candle for the new moon as well. The next thing we could do on the new moon is meditate. You can meditate if you feel stagnant, if you feel stuck and like intentions to bring in, you could sit and meditate. So if you need some clarifications, insight for the new moon, insight on what you want to work on this new cycle coming up, you can meditate and then write it down. So for me, don't know about anybody else, but this has came up in a few lives, when Sarah Lee done her like element live, and we're talking about water. For me, I can meditate so much more in water than I can just like sitting on my bed or sitting out in nature, which is so weird because I love to be out in the garden hearing like the birds singing and chirping. I spend a lot of time outside with my daughter because she's very sensitive, so it's just such a shame that I can't just, you know, shut my eyes and be like zen out, but I really struggle, so maybe that's something I need to set an intention for. But yeah, so you can meditate, so whether that's in your garden, in a certain area of your home, on your bed, in your bedroom, and then you can start writing stuff down, like what comes to you, like it could be anything could come. So you could sit in that space and you could journal, write down your intentions for the new moon, write down spells that you want to work on, rituals, bath ritual. Obviously ritual's very, very, like, you know, a ritual is very, very personal to everybody, but you know, for bath rituals, you could sit and write down like a bath ritual that might come to you, or one that you've saw before. You could sit and write that down, just whatever comes to you when you are meditating and when you're journaling. And unfortunately, guys, I don't have any journal prompts or anything like that. I forgot to write anything like that down. But yeah, so meditation, sacred space, and journaling, and just working on all the things to bring in those intentions for your new moon workings. The next part is about spell work and different things that you can do. So I haven't written down, like, I've written down like lots of ideas, but I haven't specifically wrote everything you can do for these ideas. So I might come across one and just like say, like, if I've tried it, I can give you guys more pointers of what to do. So you can do a ritual bath, and I don't know about you guys, but there is so many amazing ones online. I don't want to name names on lives obviously, but I don't know if you've ever seen one that's on Facebook and Instagram. It's a girl that does a lot of like bath work. Sorry, I keep clicking that pen. She does a lot of bath work, and she puts like roses in, probably some sort of like crystal chips. She'll put like essential oil, then she'll make this kind of like milky like bath soap and stuff, but I don't want to go into that because I've wrote a bit about that at the end. So you could do self-care bath, just ritual bath for the new moon, so again bringing all the intentions in. So you could sit at your altar and write everything down and, you know, place it in like spell work and stuff like that, but you could also be in the bath really manifesting and setting that intention to put it out into the world. So yeah, so ritual baths, like a new moon spell just about all the beginnings, so that could be personal to you. So like for me, on the new moon, I've done some shadow work, so my spell work might be around shadow work or like creativity at the moment, but yours could be around wanting to bring in more money. So you might make a money bowl, or you might sit and light like different coloured like green candles to bring in that money. So then you could go to the bath and you could go, well, I'm going to make a green bath. What can I put in it? I can put foliage in, I can make it look green, I can put like, you know, like the plastic coins you get, but you can put real money in, you know, you can just go, you can go wild, you can just say so many things. So you can do new moon spells, ritual baths, spell bottles. I did one last year for like the solstice, to bring in like the sun energy, but for new moon you could do like, again, like self-care, bringing in self-care, bringing in magical practices, bringing in something to add into your craft, money, you know, like you could do so many things. So for the spell bottles, you can write words on bay leaves, like I said before. You could write words on paper, you can add in crystals, you could add in crystal chips. If you're adding water or anything, be careful, because like some crystals cannot like sit in water, obviously. You can put in like resin, like incense, like loose incense. And then again, I've just wrote down, because I've said it before, I've even got to the bit where I wrote it down. When you're planting and you're planting seeds, these little individual seeds could be in your garden growing a flower or a specific plant or something important to you for your craft, but it could also be the seeds that you plant in your mind to grow. So I've wrote down that you could do like a kind of like, probably good for like people that are beginning to do new moon stuff, like you could get like a larger bowl and put soil in it and sit with the seeds and be planting those seeds like self-love. So you could be saying like, I am loved, I am worthy, I love to love, I'm putting love out there, I'm gaining, you know, you can see all the different things where you plant these little seeds, and you could physically water it and then watch like the earth start, like watch the plants starting to grow. Obviously you'd need to put it in quite a big, if you wanted to take it out to then plant it outside, you'd need to put it in a very larger pot. But if you just wanted to do a little small one for your altar or your sacred space, you could just do like cress seeds or something. But you know, the cress would still grow, but it's not like a plant that's going to take over your house, you know. But I just thought seeds, physically planting seeds, and then seeds in your mind, and I just thought that was a really cool way of looking at it. Because obviously, like, the only way I can kind of describe it is when I speak to my kids and I'm upbeat and like happy and whatever, and we're fine, you know, everything like positive comes out your mouth when you're like talking good about everything, like about yourself and others. But then when you're like kind of doom and gloom, you're not putting those good things out. So I just think, imagine like when you want to say things to your kids and the people that you love so much, you want to fill them with so much love and positivity. So you could fill these seeds with so much positivity and like literal like intentions to grow whatever you want to achieve, whether it's, like I said, creativity, business plan, business ideas, to love yourself more, like to have more whatever it is, whatever the intention is. And you can make a little earth spell bottle, and you could even just make a spell bottle for your altar just for the new moon, just to bring the new moon energy in. Like you could just put like crystals that work well, and you could like just put water or like incense, anything you want. So I'm just going to pause for a wee minute to see if I can actually get these comments to work. It's not working, that's so annoying. I can't believe that. I'm so mad. I'm wondering if this is even... Yeah, because I still see Jennifer and Angie, right? Yeah. I just can't see your comments, guys. I'm so mad. Obviously I'll see them afterwards, but I've not been able to see them live, which, oh, that's so annoying. This is my live. This is me getting back live after not doing one in March. Come on now. So annoying. Well, I hope you guys are saying cool things like, that's a really good idea with the seeds, and I want to plant this and whatever. Personally, for me, I need to go down and look at my lavender plant, because I thought it was dead, because we have had so many animals and wildlife coming into the garden, like squirrels, foxes. Oh, sorry guys, I've got the electrons. There's always foxes in my garden, there's always squirrels, and I think the squirrels are either like running about wild and knocking everything down trying to get things, or I don't know, maybe it was just the wind. But my lavender plant kind of came out of the pot, so I had to kind of repot it again. And I showed it to my sister-in-law, who by the way is getting into like green witchcraft at the moment, which is really cool because she keeps asking me questions and all, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of like not a great green witch. I mean, I love to be outside, but let's be honest, I'm I'm not exactly, like, I don't exactly have like a green thumb, but she does. So when I showed her my garden and I was like, I'm keeping this, I'm keeping that, I'm doing this, and she was like, that lavender's no dead, I think I see little sprouts. I was like, it looks quite dried up and dead to me, and she was like, no, it's fine. So I'm going to have a look, because I want to be very Practical Magic-esque this year, where I want to plant lavender for luck and rosemary and all this. So I say that, but I don't have a very good green thumb. So any of you lovely green witches that love all this planting, and sorry guys, I need to take a drink again, I think I might be getting a cold. Oh no. But any of you guys that are green witches, like, message me and I will show you my lavender and you can tell me if it can be saved. But anyway, I digress. So the next part is new moon goddesses, and just like, you know, deities that we can attach to the new moon. I mean, we don't need to, but you could. So I've wrote down all the main ones, like the dark moon goddesses. This will differ from person to person, obviously depending on your practice. Some people work with deities, some people don't, some people believe in that side and some people don't, and that's fine. We all have different paths. But I've wrote down Lilith, Persephone, Hecate or Hecate, whatever way you want to say it, the Morrigan, Artemis, Diana. I know Diana's, I think she has quite a popular one when it comes to new moon. She's a Roman goddess. I don't think I'm going to say this right, but Hina, it's Polynesian, and Kutar, I'm hoping some people might know this one, but it's Finnish, and she's a Finnish goddess associated with the new moon. So for me, I work like with probably the more lighter side goddesses, like I work with Freya, like she's like my main deity, but I'm slowly starting to kind of go to the other side. So Persephone for me is someone who I'm going to be working with to basically lay it all out and be like, right, I want to work with you. And also the Morrigan, because I do feel she's called me for many years, and a lot of people go, oh, but do you really think you're being called by them, you know? And there's always this like up and down this, but I kind of want to do more shadow work with the kind of new moon dark goddesses. So that is like the darker element of the moon cycle, because obviously new moon, full moon, new moon, intention, bring all the good stuff, full moon, release, and then obviously there's all the moon cycles, the moon phases in between. So these goddesses can be worked with for new aspects, new beginnings, to bring things into your life, yes, because obviously that's what the new moon's about, but they can also be very heavily worked with for shadow work, when you just need to do that inner work. And believe me, shadow work is no easy, it is hard. I'm still doing it years on, like, and I feel when I get readings and stuff done, it's just like, are you listening to us? And I just laugh and it's like, geez. But they can be worked with for that reason. So not only will you have like your new moon, like, you know, you've lit the candle and you've made incense, or you've used incense, or you've done the ritual bath, you can really sit with your deity's like personal altar. I know for a lot of people, I know Angie works with Baba Yaga, I know a lot of people work with Lilith and stuff like that, and Hecate, she's very popular because she's like Queen of the Witches. So you could sit with them and really, like, you know, devote and say, you know, like, during this new moon, I really want to, like, you know, I'm laying it all here for you, help me work through this. And you can do like a kind of ritual with your goddess and see what comes to you with that. Or you could do a tarot spread. And I know Sarah really enjoys her tarot spreads as well, and Cheyenne, they do like a really good oh my god, I'm trying to remember, good lives together. So if you were struggling to how to work with a specific goddess with a tarot, like, you know, tarot deck or whatever, you could always ask Sarah, or, you know, you can research and see what kind of tarot like layout you want to use to do that inner work. You know, you just like sit with your tarot deck, lay it all out for you and say, like, you know, I want to work with the Morrigan, and Morrigan, what do you see for me, like you know, what's coming up? And instead of sitting with your tarot deck and like shuffle, shuffle, shuffle and just doing like a normal general spread, you could do like an actual new moon spread with the deity that you're working with for the new moon. So yeah, sorry, I was getting a little tongue tied there, but yeah, Sarah's really good at making like really cool I keep saying layout, I mean to say spread, tarot layout spread, so you could go to her and ask for any kind of good ones for the new moon and for like with goddess work and shadow work. So I was going to pause here for any questions, but nobody can ask me a question because I can't say that lie. Oh, I'm so sorry guys, I know I've said that about 10 times, but because I hate that, that's never happened to me before, never, ever. So, sorry guys, I've got a really, you probably can't hear it in this live, but my voice is so raspy. So next is new moon and making water for the new moon. So for the full moon, everybody always, like no matter when you start this practice, whether you've been doing it for 6 months or like when you've been doing it as long as some crones on here, you'll always find people talk about full moon water, full moon water, full moon water, because when you collect water and put it on your altar or put it outside or near a window for the full moon, it's really powerful because the full moon is powerful. However, I feel like when the new moon is here, this is just personally for me, when the new moon is here and it's dark and then it's moving through its phases to full, there is such like a strength with that because it's going through its phases. So you could collect rainwater, you could collect water from any body of water, rivers, streams, whatever you want, good old-fashioned tap water, and really put your intention on the new moon that can carry you right through to the full moon. And it could be anything. It could be you saying like, you know, I'm bringing the intentions for the new moon, but I want it to carry me right through to the full moon, like a full cycle. And then you could journal it down, like what you asked for, what you were thinking about, what you were manifesting, and then on the full moon did it kind of come to fruition type thing. So I've just noted down the same thing, like outside, collect water from outside, put your jar of water outside even when there is no illumination from the moon during the new moon. So you can put it outside or inside and put intentions into the water and really sit with it, like really sit with it and be like, you know, I want to bring real intention into my daily practice. I want to start doing more hearthcraft. That's for me, sorry, because I do a lot of it anyway. I'm just no daily practicing it, I guess. So well, I guess I am, but you know what I mean. So like, just for example, you could say like, I want to do like every time there's a new kind of Sabbath or a new kind of phase of like the seasons, I want to do a simmer pot. That's the intention I want to bring in. Please help me bring in like better time management or more time to do these things that I enjoy, and then really sit with it and put all your intentions into this water. Again, you can put crystals in, but just be mindful of what crystals can go in water or not, and just really put your intention and sit it on the windowsill near like where kind of the moon would be situated, or sit it outside, and then you can use it for so many things. Obviously these, because I'm talking about like hearthcraft and stuff in daily practice, these might not make sense, but you know, your intention is going to be totally different to mine. So what can you do with the new moon water? You can bathe in it. Obviously, if you're just collecting in a small jar, there's not going to be like a big massive, you know, bath to bathe in it, but you can add it to your bath, to like a bath ritual. So you can bathe in it, you can water plants with it. A little story, when I first ever done full moon water and put it out to charge, I thought, right, let's see how this is going to work. I was like, I will use this water to water my plants. I want to see life grow. I want to see my plants growing. And literally, I done that. I waited to the full moon, put the water out, and I watered my plants. And I'm not even kidding, my plants were beautiful that year, like so beautiful. So many great colours, just everything just looked so healthy. And I truly believe it worked. So you can water your plants with it. Again, goes back to the physical planting. Water your earth if you've got earth sitting in the altar. Excuse me guys. If you've got earth sitting on the altar, or plants outside or plants inside, you can drink it. if you want to, especially if it came from like, you know, the tap water or like water that you use. You can drink it and pretend like you're just, you know, envision, manifest that, you know, you're drinking this water and all these things are going to come into like fruition. And you could cleanse your crystals with it, but again, you need to know that your crystals are water safe, because they aren't always. So I'm going to pause for a wee minute. So now's the time if any of you guys want to ask some questions. Again, if you're watching on the replay, feel free to ask any questions. I will get back to you. Feel free to add any like bits into the question that I asked before about if you got a space for the new moon and how do you practice and what kind of things will you bring in to your practice, like doing that for May, for the new moon in May. And don't forget to just, you know, chat as if you're watching it live. So I'm just giving a few wee minutes and then I'm going to move on to the bit that I've got at the end in my notes. And obviously if people were asking questions, I'd be chatting about the questions and we'd be chatting about stuff. Maybe the universe was like, no, I'm going to cut her live down because I know she likes to chat, so nah, I'm not letting people ask her questions. So we're going to move on to a new moon bath ritual. Now this is just like things I've written down, things I've found online. You can do your own research. You might already, I know Angie does a Friday bath ritual every week for self-love and self-care, just like physically self-care and like to bring all that good stuff in. So you could do so many things, and I keep saying to myself, I'm not just going to put salt in and a wee bit of herbs, a wee bit of petals. I'm going to like go full out and do one of the big lavish baths, and I never find the time, I never make the time to do it. So for this new one, I'm going to do it. What I've put down is just all the things you can add, how you can do it, and I've just put a wee snippet at the end of what you can kind of put out. It's something I found online. You can change the words, you can have the words that suit you, you know. So but yeah, so I'm going to go on to chat about that before I end it live, and it's so annoying because I'm not even going to be able to say, does anybody have any questions? And then people would ask me questions and I'd be happy to answer, or we'd be able to chat, but no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need to stop saying sorry, this is ridiculous. I'm being ridiculous now. Just getting my incense a wee stir around. So, but yeah. So, the new moon bath ritual sorry, I'm just uncrossing my legs. Could contain petals. So for me, I'm going to put in like big rose, like because Beltane is in May and it's May the 1st. And oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing my crown live at the end of the month, beginning of May as well, for Beltane. So because Beltane will be in May and then the new moon is in May, you know what I mean, like the next new moon, I'm going to put like petals in and like colours that would associate with like that time of year. So you could do like red rose petals, yellow, you know, the kind of orange, pink, you know, just beautiful all different coloured petals. Or you could put in lavender, any plant or flower that would go well with your intention. You can colour the water by using like, this is the way I've wrote it down, but I know what I mean, by using like a milky substance, like a kind of bath milk. So to make a bath milk, you obviously buy like kind of, you could buy like goat's milk or like any kind of other kind of milky kind of like bath milk like that you could buy. I personally don't know how you would make it, but I just know how you can colour it. So you can colour the milk with like blue, I can't say this word, spirulina, blue spirulina, I don't know how to say that, but I've seen so many people use it in magic stuff, so you know what I mean, to make it that kind of icy blue colour. Obviously the more you use it would be darker, lighter. To make it pink, you could use like beetroot. So you'd be having the milky stuff to go in the water. I promise you this makes sense. The milky stuff to go in the water, and you could colour it with like natural colouring. So blue spirulina, did I say it right? Blue spirulina, beetroot powder for pink, green matcha for green, I'm not really sure how you do yellow, but I'm sure like something natural would colour it. And you can pour that in. So, you know, when you've got the flowers, like, you know, laid there on the bath, herbs, like incense, again, crystals, I know I've said this a few times, but it's in spell work, it's on your water, you know, crystals that you can put in the water that are water safe, you pour this mixture in. So you can do petals, coloured water, herbs, dried lavender, dried rose petals, salt, Epsom salt, normal, just like good old-fashioned table salt, Himalayan salt, and like lots of candles and music if you want, if you don't want, or a meditation, or just a good old-fashioned witchy playlist that you like. And for meditation and intention, and crystals, like you can have like big chunky crystals, you could have the crystals sitting around the bath, you could have them in the bath, you could have them like on the shelf, whatever. Or you could have like the little crystal pieces, but again you just need to make sure they're water safe, and really, like, you know, just totally set that scene, like the milky kind of, like the bath milk, the colour that represents to what you're doing. Like if it was self-love, pink, red. If it was like prosperity, abundance, green. Obviously for me, I'm saying about like creativity and like daily magic, so I guess I could just, if it was on a certain day, I could just do the colour for the day. And at the end I've just put this little passage from something I found online, but again you can, and I haven't wrote the whole thing down, but again you can change it. So this one said, Hecate, queen of the witches, help me overcome my shadow on this new moon. But it went on and on. It went on and on, but I didn't want to take the whole thing. But you could put, like, if I wanted to do like more daily magic practice to, like, to build my relationship more with Freya, I could put Freya, Norse goddess, please help me on my way to practice daily magic. I'd love to work with you more. I feel like we need a better connection, blah blah blah, and you can just make it yourself, make it your own. Like with everything, with spells and magical workings, the intention is always, like, your personal intention is always the most powerful. So last question at the end is, what would your ideal new moon bath be? Or, you know, like, obviously this is for the new moon, so what would your ideal new moon bath be, and what would you be bringing into that new moon bath, and what kind of intentions would you bring in with it? And that is the end of my new moon life, and I've just wrote at the end, any questions, comments, concerns, and just generally chat at the end, but I cannot see the blooming comments. I am so sorry about that, guys, so sorry again. But yeah, so please let me know, do you have a new moon space? Do you have a space for practicing moon phase work? Do you just use your altar? For me, I just use my altar. For this new moon coming up in May, what do you want to put out there? Like, pardon me again, what's your intentions for May, June, you know, leading from the spring months into the summer months? What's your intention? What do you want to bring in? Pardon me again, jeez, oh sorry. And at the end, what would your ideal new moon bath be? Would it be, you know, like total out and out, like make it black, put like dark rose petals in it, put dark crystals, you know, all dark? Like, I mean, I've just lightly spoke about, you know, light ones that you can do, like pink and like yellow and blue, but you can make this as dark as you want. It could be like dark blue and navy blue. You could have like dark petals, you could have dark crystals, anything. You could just, the sky's the limit, basically. The magic is the limit. So yeah, so that is the end of my live, guys. I hope you enjoyed this first moon phase live. I plan on doing like the new moon, yeah, I've done that, and I plan on doing like all the kind of in between phases and then the full moon. or I don't know if I'll do it like new moon, then like kind of waxing, and then full moon, waning, whatever. Like I don't think I'll go too much to the in-between, but I'll probably do a crescent moon, because I don't know about you guys, but I love a crescent moon. I just think it's so witchy, so just so like magical, so I'll probably do that. I'm not sure when my next moon live will be, because at the end of the month, beginning of next, I've got my Beltane flower crown, and I am hoping I can sit outside. I've bought logs for the I've bought logs for my fire pit, so that I can have a bonfire going, so it's all like you know, I'm bringing in that magic, because I'll be making the flower crowns the night before Beltane, so that obviously I can wear it on Beltane to do any kind of workings or anything I'm doing outside. And I'm hoping I can maybe make a small one for Alyssa to see if she'll wear it. I don't know if she will, but she might. So I'm going to be doing that at the end of April, beginning of May, and then my live in June or July, is going to be on like a goddess for the solstice and stuff. So I don't know when I'll fit my next moon live, and it might be June, or it could be August, but I will be back to do more of them, and I'm going to do all the phases, and I'm going to kind of bring it all together at the end, hopefully. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this live. Again, guys that have joined me on the replay, please comment, ask questions, chat, laugh at the fact I don't have comments, but yay, at least my camera never fell. Don't do that now that I've said that. And add in any ideas for the questions that I've asked, and if I've missed anything that you guys can think of that you do or would like to do for a new moon, you can also add that as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in the next one, which is the end of April, beginning of May, for the flower crowns. I'm really excited for that, although I'm hoping that I can actually do it, but I'm going to practice. And I hope to see you there, and that'll be really good for the start of the month for Beltane, and it'll be lovely just to sit outside with you guys and do this. Hopefully it works. Hopefully I get the weather, I mean. But thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Blessings, guys. Take care of yourselves, and blessings always. Bye. Come on. Why is that not? 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Oh. Why is that not letting me finish?